Demarca Management presents BTI-TV, Business, Technology, and Innovation. I'm your host, Aquila, and like I always love to say, it's showtime. Tonight's show is very special. I've been waiting for this show for a while because a lot of people fail in businesses because they don't understand about networking and promotion. So tonight we're going all the way to Detroit and we're going to let you guys know how important and why it's so important to network. Let me bring in my guest right now. Hey Jay, how are you? How are
I'm
you?
good. How are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm good. Introduce yourself and let everybody know exactly what it is that you do.
Okay. My name is Jaquan Williams, and I represent J Will Enterprise as well as my Facebook group, Metro Detroit Small Business Networking. I am a small business liaison as well as a small business consultant. So, as you put it, networking. I'm really passionate about business networking. Is when you deal with a small business. Um, I guess started off how I got into this. I do have a background in business management, um, and then it was actually my daughter. My daughter's was is a Girl Scout, and she told me that she wanted to start a business when she got done with high school, and she said she wanted to start a cupcake business. And I told her, now. So fast forward, a couple of months later, her business, Sweetie's Cupcakes, was born. And over a course of about a year and a half, I grew that business into very successful, I would say. Um, Oftentimes, we said that her business was going as good as we would allow it to go, meaning that she was still in middle school, she was still a Girl Scout, she was still on the swim team. So it was only so much that we could allow the business to grow with just so much time. But
Exactly.
even yet and still, it was very successful. Um, so after about a year or so of that, I started noticing a trend of what I was doing also with different questions that people would always ask me. I was always getting a lot of questions of how do you do this and how do you do that? And I said, well, I just need to try to help as many as I can. The Facebook group was brought apart just to network, a platform for people that can network about whatever they had going on. They could ask questions, they could offer advice. And it was a platform for to get more answers than what I had. One thing I was always taught was that it's not always about knowing the right answer, but where to find it. So if I create this
True.
platform where everyone else can chime in with their expertise, now a broader, a broader scope for everyone to benefit. So that's kind of how it all got started.
So let me ask you. So you said that you've been asked a lot of different questions about businesses. What type of questions have you been asked?
Many, oftentimes it is related to the startup. You know, should you get an LLC? And how do you go about doing that? How much is it going to cost? Is it really necessary? Um, or in relation to their product, how should we go about getting our product out there? Or are there certain avenues that are better than others, so to speak? So just a wide, variety of questions that oftentimes I don't have the answer to. And I don't mind saying, I don't have the answer to this. Let me go find out and I'll come back to you. And I'll be the first to admit when I don't know something and let me go find out. And then even if I come back and say, you know what, I just can't find it. So we're going to see if we can find someone else that can help both of us.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's why networking is so important. A lot of people feel that in business you can do it by yourself, and
Absolutely.
you just prove that you can't do it by yourself. Because sometimes when it comes down to do a LLC or a corporation or sole prop, a lot of people they don't know which one to choose. So
Absolutely.
with the business that your daughter has, what type of business is that?
So my daughter has a cupcake business. It's called Sweetie's Cupcakes. It is an LLC.
Okay.
Um, She is on Facebook at Sweeties of Warren. She also has her website, sweetiescupcakes.com. And so she's operated that business for about 2.5 years and started off just selling cupcakes. And now she does cupcakes, she does bundt cakes, 3-layer cakes, cookies. She just finished up an order this evening for 12 um, red velvet cheesecake cupcakes that are
Mm,
be delivered tomorrow morning. So that's kind of how I really got myself going, where I started seeing what I was doing for her, and then I'm getting all these phone calls with everybody knowing that I got, my daughter started, and then I said, well, you know what, I need to do this for others.
So let me ask you, how do you make the choice of whether you should have a corporation or LLC?
Um, Personally, I'm not exactly sure. From all of my research, it seems that the LLC, of course, is the most popular these days. It's my opinion. It seems that it's more beneficial for the small business owner, because of the ease of starting it and the luxuries that it benefits, as far as you know the separatism of your business and your personal self without a lot of
Yes.
the extras.
And I think a lot of people, the thing about the LLC and the corporation, I think that they don't understand the difference. I think people like you know how people they just like flattery. So I think that when people hear corporation, it makes it sound like they have something big. But when it
Right.
comes down to tax purposes,
Exactly.
that's where it separates the men from the boys right there.
Exactly.
So help me, correct me if I'm wrong. So with the LLC, um, if something happens to the business, it doesn't touch your personal. Is that the way it goes?
That's
Or
the
is
way it goes.
that
It separates it that way, where if something was to happen, if whatever business it may be, if that business catches any type of lawsuit, it will stop at the business. It will not go any farther.
okay? And that's something that a lot of people need to know that they don't know. And people, I'm telling you, because people they just like titles. So when they see corporation, they just like, okay, man, I'm big. But with the corporation, if a person can sue your corporation, and they can also affect your personal also, correct?
Right, and also with that same notion, the sole proprietorship. Many people won't even go as far as to do anything. So now you're labeled a sole proprietor, which instill it will attack you, not the business.
You know what? You're right. You're right. And I think that what it is, people are not educated enough on the business.
Right,
That's why they don't know. And that's why it's so important to network with other people because it may be something you don't know, maybe something I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But networking with each other, we can figure this out. So these people that you have in your networking group, how do you go about choosing who to put into this networking group? Because I know that is a personal group.
so the Facebook page networking group,
Mm-hmm.
um it's not many variables that goes into that, I'll say. It is primarily based with Metro Detroit people. Of course, you are in there, you're not. So there are some others that are, invited to join as well, those that I feel that have, something of value. But we didn't put a whole lot of stipulations on who would come in because we don't know who has what type of information or who may gain something. So I did put questions to get into the group. And, one of the questions is, are you a business owner? People say no all the time, and they're still invited because you're not a business owner, but maybe you want to be a business owner. Maybe you're a lawyer. Maybe you're something that can help the business owner. So on in the group, it's not a lot of stipulations. But as far as my other business, J Will Enterprise, is concerned, I do have a small network of businesses that I am affiliated with. And that's something that I'm really trying to grow, because that's where, if you're looking for something, I want to be able to pull out my Rolodex and say, this is the one that I definitely recommend because this one right here will help you. And that came about really with trying to network and get my daughter out there. She was doing vendor events. And I would go to these different vendor events. I love shopping small. I love shopping with small businesses. And I would go to these different vendor events, and I would always notice how the small business owners would react. I would notice, I remember one vendor event I went to, and I walked into that vendor event, and I think I stayed there for all of 20 minutes, walked around the entire time, and nobody spoke to me. And and I'm watching these different things. And then I would leave my business card at different times, and I would try to talk to some people, and then, try to let them know, like, hey, reach out to me. Let me help you. And a lot of people don't want the help. So when I started J Will Enterprise, what I did was I started having my own vendor events. And it wasn't just you come in and you sit down and you sell your wares. It was also, we're going to be interactive. So throughout the show, I would walk up to you and I would ask you, and on microphone, on camera, we also recorded it, who are you? What is your business about? What are you trying to do? And just, incorporate the vendor themselves into the entire experience, and so that we can communicate with each other and network with each other. And my ultimate goal with that is to, I would love to have a seminar, where I can really just sit down and have a weekend where we have just great speakers and great information to really help these small businesses understand what they're trying to do and where they're trying to go, and get them there.
So you know what? They need more people like you, because people think just because they say I have a business, that's it. People don't realize you have to network, you have to promote, and you have to market. And the thing about it is, your product, if you don't believe in what you're selling or what you're doing, you can't expect anybody else to believe in it either. And
absolutely,
that's the biggest thing. And I can applaud you for going to these events, walking up to these people, and asking them, what is it that you do? Because the thing that people don't realize, if you have a business, you should be able to explain your business in 30 seconds. If somebody walks up to you and they ask you, what is it that you're doing? You have to be able to explain it to them, and you have to be able to do it with some sort of compassion, because you have to believe in it. So I'll use myself as an example. And this, I'm really vibing and really enjoying what's going on. So when people come to me, I was being interviewed on a radio station. So if you notice, I've changed my YouTube to DeMarca Management LLC. So right. DeMarca Management LLC is the parent company which hosts Divaville and BTI TV, which is business, technology, and innovation. I have declared myself as a self-proclaimed motivator. I like to talk to people. I like to help people. I like to make people aware that they are not the only person that's going through something, to make it easier for people to deal with stuff. See, with me, you have to be able to go just like that, because if you can't, nobody believes in it. Give me a second. So Denise says you have to know the business, LLC, sole proprietor, and business account. 100%. You have to know all of this right here. And I'm glad you said business account, because to have a business, you have to have a business account. You
Yes.
can't say I have a business and they say, how do I pay you? And you say, oh, you can write the check to Aquila Joyner. No, I
No, it
won't be
don't work
doing.
like that. You need to have your funds separate from everybody, from everything else.
I mean, if you don't have a business account, it makes it look as though you're not legit. I don't
That's
know.
true.
And then too, like we said before, you want to keep everything separated. If somebody sues your business, you don't want them to be able to sue your business and take your house too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You have that separation where if anything happens over here, you know, you're still gonna be okay. I mean, there's many businesses and it's huge corporations that do it every day, where something happens in this business and then tomorrow it's a completely different name and they continue going. And that's what they always have been doing, and that's what we need to find out about and we need to learn and do today. It's necessarily, you know, I remember speaking about that with one person and they thought it was trying to do something shady or underhanded. Said, no, that's not what it's about. You know, where they're saying like, oh, you're just doing that and then you're gonna do something and shut the business down. No, that's not what it's about. You're not planning to do anything like that. You're just protecting your personal self in the event something
Exactly.
is happening. You know, there's many cases where you can be sued and it's not your fault. But while you're in litigation and fighting that, you need your personal assets to be okay. And that's what it's all about.
See, I need to come to Detroit so I can come to one of your networking events, because you're saying a lot of positive stuff. You're saying a lot of important stuff. I hope that I can't tell how many people are watching right now, but I hope that people are watching and understanding what's going on, because without this, you're not gonna make it. Even like with networking, I have this thing that what I do is, if somebody posts something on Facebook, I don't have a problem with sharing people's stuff, because
Right.
that's networking. If I see that somebody is looking for somebody that does something and I know this person does it, I'll put their name right in there so they can reach out to this person. That's what networking is all about. But people, let me see, hold on. James Robinson said, start a business to lower your taxes.
Absolutely. There are definite tax breaks for it. I don't know them, offhand, but the guy that does my taxes, who is also a family member, he knows them. So
Denise, she said, I can't. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying that's a huge benefit that people don't even know about. You know, is to start a business to lower your taxes.
Denise says, I can't wait to network. You're networking there, Denise. Believe it. I follow everybody on Facebook. Anybody that has a business or that's doing something business wise, I follow everybody. And you are networking, you know. You're sharing stuff, you're doing stuff, you are networking. And to get to what James was saying, to start a business to lower your taxes, a lot of people don't know that if you have a LLC, you can use a LLC and it helps you as far as taxes, because it makes your personal taxes lower, because you can file the taxes together. So the money and stuff that you make within the LLC, or not the money that you make, but your expenses that you make in your LLC, you can have it offset through your personal, which makes your personal income lower also. Which a lot of people don't know about that, and they need to get onto this too. I need my glasses so I can see. Victoria says, "Hey Vicky, how are you? Especially when you're working on a business with an at-home office." Yes,
That's exactly what I was about to say was, you can write off your home office. You can write off,
yes.
I started another side business that I started was I rent out tables and chairs. And so delivering the chairs and picking them up, I write off the mileage. You know, that mileage is added up because that's a business expense. So it's so many different deductions you can get for having a business that
Yes.
you don't know about. And then once you do get the business, you have to get someone qualified to do your taxes that knows about that. Once you start
Yes.
getting into this lane, it's no more. I'm just gonna jump on TurboTax and do it myself, because you're gonna lose something. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get everything that you should.
Listen, you were telling nothing but the truth. My niece, I think that she's still up here. I can't tell because the timeline is moving down. But I always like to give my niece a shout out. Her name is Brittany, and she's on Facebook too as Millennium Mom. And the reason why I like to give her a shout out, and I'm going to touch bases with her to see how she has herself set up. But with her, oh. She said, I am. This is my baby right here. I mean, I love all my nieces and nephews, but this one, I love her, man, because my niece has two small kids.
Okay.
But with her two small kids that she has, my niece has set up businesses, her and her husband. So if anybody's in North Carolina, or I don't know how far he travels out, but he does lawns and stuff like that. He cuts people lawns, keep their grass and stuff up. She does body contour. You know what I'm saying? All that different stuff. She does it herself. And now what I think the latest thing that they're doing is what you call that? Those inflatables. They rent them out, you know? So I have to see exactly how she has herself set up, because I want to make sure that she's getting all the benefits that she can get also. But I always shout her out. And the reason why I shout her out, because she's young. And she's young and she's very smart. She's very intelligent, because she could be doing a whole lot of other stuff out there. But this is what she chooses to do. And she networks also. Denise says, purchasing your products for your business. Oh, so she's talking about the deductions also. Purchasing products for your business, postal scale, shipping products, it can all be deducted from your taxes if the taxes is done correct. And like you said, Jay, you better get an accountant or somebody that can do it for you, because if you try to do your own business taxes, unless you understand those business laws, you are going to screw yourself.
Absolutely. And I know here in Michigan, we have the sales tax ID, and we have a use tax ID, and you have to have all of that stuff, as well as the EIN number, which is a federal tax ID number. So all of those come into play, and they're all very necessary. Well, not all of them are very necessary. The ones that are beneficial to your business are very necessary, and you need to find out what it is that you need and get it. Don't sit around and wait about it. And the longer you wait and say you'll get it later, the more you're missing out.
So my niece Brittany said, "Thank you, Auntie. I definitely needed to join this group. I have a lot more to learn. It is a lot to learn, but if it's something that you want to do, you will do it, because it has great benefits at the end." Jay, Denise says, good information.
Thank you.
So let me ask you, in your networking group that you have, do you have any tax people or any accountants in that's involved in it?
Unofficially, yes. My uncle is a CPA. He's been doing my taxes for years. I don't have him in the group. I will talk to him about getting in there or doing some things like that. As far as in the Facebook group, I'm pretty sure there are some. I don't know them to recommend them, but I will be working on that.
You know what I would like to see? If we could work together and just do a huge networking, where it doesn't have to be New York, it doesn't have to be Detroit, it could just be just a huge network. Because the way everything is now, where everything is digital, everything is online and stuff like that, when people need stuff can be shipped out so quickly now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because again, a lot of people don't understand everything that we're talking about now. They don't understand. You need a bank account. You need to certify your business. You need to become legit. You know what I'm saying? You need to network. You need to promote. And you know what? This is the biggest thing that bothers me. A lot of people feel that they expect their family to be the one to support you. Now, you tell me if you agree with me or not. I feel that your family, honestly, they don't qualify to say how well you are doing with your business because you expect your family to back you. I think that you can measure more so what you're doing by people from the outside that are coming in, people that is not a part of your family, people that who don't know you. I feel that you could be measured more that way. What do you think?
Absolutely. You definitely want to gauge it off of the general public. If
Exactly.
you're if you hold an event or you open up a pop-up shop or anything like that and all you get is your family members showing up, you didn't do something right. Because
Yeah.
like you said, they're going to be there regardless. They're going to be hopefully they're your number one supporters. You know, sometimes they're not, but hopefully they are. And if that's all you got, then who knows about you, you know?
Vicky said, I'm there. Most definitely, Vicky. Once this whole networking thing starts, you definitely gonna be a part of that. You don't even have to
Oh,
worry
that's
about
for
that.
sure.
Um, Let me see. Um, Denise said they have to support me, but friends have to. You want them to, but I think that with me, at first I was like, okay, my family and my friends, they have to support me. But I think like now the way things are going, I mean, I appreciate my family and friends. Don't get it twisted. I appreciate them, but I think that I get more of a thrill now from the people that I'm meeting. Like Jay, like you. I didn't know you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we related, and I didn't even know you. That's the
Right.
funny thing right there. You know what I'm saying? But when you reached out to me and you started asking questions, or when you put me in the group, like, okay, and then I say, okay, Detroit Small Business Network. I'm like, all right. So I went in there and I started looking around and stuff like that. It gives me like a real high. It makes me feel good to see stuff like that because, like I said, anything that anybody posts, if it makes sense,
Right.
I'm gonna share it because the reason why I say if it makes sense is because I'm not gonna share something of yours that doesn't make sense because it reflects me too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because then it's this is how you living. This is what you're believing in right here too. So I have to pick and choose the stuff that I do put out there. But this whole networking thing, I do want to get more involved in it because here in New York, they have one that say it's a black-owned networking, and I'm in that one from time to time. And then it's one in New Jersey that says New Jersey black-owned.
Okay.
And every time something pops up, if it's somebody that I know, like I said, I will just put their name in there. And then once I put your name in there, it's up to you for whatever it is that you want to do with it.
Right.
You agree?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, so is it anything else that you want to put up? Because I know that I did a lot of talking because I'm feeling really, really good about this thing. Because
I am too.
I mean, like business makes me feel good. So like I've been trying to support a lot of people, and I thank you for supporting me because you ordered from me also, and I truly appreciate that. It's a couple of people that's up here that I've actually ordered from because I can't talk about it and not be about it because that's one of the problems that we have as a race of people. And I hate to say this, but my motto for my Divaville show is my mind, my thoughts, meaning that I say exactly what's on my mind. And I feel that one of the biggest things that as a race of people that people feel to help somebody else, it takes from them, but it doesn't take anything from you to help somebody else.
Right.
Me personally, I feel that it makes you look like a bigger person, and it builds your character because you are secure with your own self. That if you help somebody else, it doesn't take anything
Not going to
away from
take anything from you. Absolutely. So that
that.
I definitely feel that that's another thing I did with my website. I do have a website. It is jwillenterprise.com. And on there, I have a page called Recommended Businesses. And you go down that list, and those are the ones that I recommend. Most of them, no, all of them are local here to the city.
Okay.
There's a terrific event planning business called Upper Echelon. Vicky is up there with Mookie's Munchies. My daughter is up there
Yes.
with Sweeties. There's a cleaning services on there. Anything that I recommend that I know is you're going to get quality service from, you can find it right there. You can contact them right there. And I plan on building on that and growing on that and adding to it.
Well, when I hope that this corona disappears soon. So when you get ready to do the seminar, I've never been to Detroit before either. So I would definitely like to come there just to be a part of the seminar, just to see, what's going on, and just to talk to some of the other people that's out there, because hey, I'm like you. If I believe in somebody, I don't have a problem with referring them or talking them up. Like I said, my niece, Brittany, I talk her up all the time, her and her husband, because of what they're doing. I talk about it all the time. I tell people that if you're in the area, stop by and check them out. Some of the people that I've interviewed for the BTI, whenever I see stuff that they're doing, or I see somebody that needs stuff that they're doing, I reach out. Because again, it takes nothing from me just to reach out. Because people think that in order for you to be rewarded, it has to be monetary. To me, money is good, but it doesn't have to be monetary. Because to see somebody come on BTI and then to see them grow or flourish,
right? That's even better, because it's, the little bit of money you gain from just selling one item, you get far more when you can network and you can expand and you can help somebody else, because then everybody's going to benefit from it.
Exactly. So my half an hour is up, but I'm not going to leave until I give you the opportunity to say, some words to everybody out there and let people know if they're in the area and they want to reach out to you, how can they reach you?
You can reach me, like I said, the networking group that she mentioned is Metro Detroit Small Business Networking. That is on Facebook. That is a public group. I also have my business page on there, J Will Enterprise. I do have my website as well, jwillenterprise.com. So you can reach out that way. And I would just say that for anybody that's trying to get started and trying to start their own business, even if you just have an idea, just listen to those around you and ask a lot of questions. That's the main thing. You can never ask too many questions, because you don't know what you don't know. So that's all I would say, and take the advice. You can tell who's really for you and who's not. So if you got somebody that every time you ask them something, they give you an answer and it comes back and it's good, that's the person you need to listen to. Take that advice, because they're just trying to help you. Everybody's not trying to hurt you.
Jay, I thank you so very much for coming on to be a part of the show and to share some of this great information that you did. So everybody here, I hope you guys got something out of this show, because it's very important. If you're going to have a business, you got to have certain things. Don't just say you got a business and you don't have anything. You got to have that tax identification number. You got to have your business registered. You got to have a business account. You know what I'm saying? And just because you see the word corporation doesn't mean that's where you need to be. Just because you see LLC doesn't mean that's where you need to be. You got to get in where you fit in. And as your business starts to grow, you can always dissolve that business. Use that same name.
Something else.
Yeah. You can always add that LLC to it. You can always add that corporation to it. You can always add to it. But the thing is, you have to get started. Thank you guys for joining in. and listening. I am going to upload this and put it out there so everybody can see it. Even though he's in Detroit, if you guys have any questions, you guys feel free to reach out to him. Metro Detroit Small Business Networking, that's his Facebook page. You guys can go onto that and see what's going on in there. Network, find some new people, find something new. Always, even though it's different states and states have different rules, you can still ask the question. You may need a question asked. He may give you the answer for Detroit. I may give you the answer for New York, but it give you some place to start. So no matter where you're at, you can research it and you can find out exactly what it is that you need. And hold on, one more person has a comment that they want to put on, so I want to just show this.
That's your other cousin. That's my brother.
Okay, just one Crosby. He said, "Thank y'all. Great content and great insight. Thank you very much." This show was really, really good. And Sabrina Renee said, "Awesome information." Okay, you guys, that's all the time I have. But thank you all so very much. And once we get this networking thing started, it's going to be a movement, and we're all going to be in it, and we're all going to be great, and we're all going to be successful.
I'm ready for it.
All right. Thank you very much. Good night.